Now, the first thing I want to show, Lisa, is you need a hobble, one hobble. And those things most times comes in pairs, and you have to cut one off. You only need one. And generally, I'll put it on the foot, whichever foot, use that same front every time. Don't put it on the hind.
Does it matter which, right, left, or
well, generally I do everything on the side that I'm going to mount the horse on. Okay. So if I mount from this side, which I don't know if anybody mounts on the other side, but I'm sure we got a lot of different people in this world. But the point is, I'm going to put it on the side that I mount the horse on. And the second thing I'm going to do, you want to get your rope, at least a 5/8 inch rope, okay? Then I want to swivel. See how that swivels?
Here.
Yeah, and you have to have a swivel on the other end, because if you don't have the swivel, then you're going to have in trouble. Now, I'm going to show how to build one of those things, or what you got to do to build the other end. But the first thing we got to do is train. We don't need that part. So we need about a 5-inch thick rope, you know, a pretty good size. And when you're training, you want a pair of leather gloves. I've been shoeing a little bit, and I got thrust buster on my hands. But anyway, this is very important. Now, you want to get in a round pen like we're in. And remember, this horse is already trained, so I'm going to show you how to do it. And then when we get to the other end, I'll probably do a little of that.
Yes, you will do it.
All right. The next thing you probably, whereas there's nothing in here, you probably want to put you a little hay out there, okay? Something where the horse wants to eat or whatever, because you want him to move away and get used to it. You don't want to try to get out in the grass and do it to start off with, okay? Now we're going to back off. We've got the swivel, okay? We got our hobble. Now, we want to back off. Now, this rope here is really for staking. So normally if I'm teaching, I might not do that much. But I want to go all the way out to the end, okay? And what I want to do is put it around your rear end, just like that. Put it right here, a pair of gloves, okay? Now, the purpose of doing this is not to try to hold. It's when he first starts, he's going to try to pull. And when he does, you give, see? And that way it don't hurt anything up here. Okay. And then if he snatches too much, it's going to pull through your hands. If you got gloves on, it won't blister your hands. Okay, I'm going to hold this. You do it. And then you back off, and we'll put a little pressure. Just go ahead and put it around there. Now get all the way down.
My waist is a little bit littler than yours.
Yeah, well, I noticed that. All right, now, you want to put a little bit of pressure on it. About right there. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk up there. And then I'm going to try to move the horse a little bit, or you can pull back on it a little bit. Just pull back on it. Now, don't put it on your back. Put it around your butt. Okay, there you go. But anyway, the reason you want it where you'll give, you don't want to hurt yourself, but you don't want to hurt the horse either. Okay, so put a little pressure on it. Let's see what he does.
He's not going anywhere.
No. Okay, what I'm going to do is lead him a little bit, because we don't have no hay or anything out there. But this horse is trained. He's not going, once he feels that pressure, in other words, he's going to move into it. He's not going to move away from it because he's already trained. Once you train the horse for this, you got it. I mean, there ain't no problem once you got that done. So, and here's another thing. Once you train the horse to do this, you stake him out in your yard a little bit and go a little bit at a time until you trust him when you go out camping. And you can have a 10-foot, and this right here is about 20 foot.
Now, typically,
and he'll eat a big old circle.
He's not going to, like, try to pull his leg from it. He's going to come towards the stake.
As soon as he feels that pressure, like that.
Yeah.
Now, in the beginning, they're going to fight it a little bit. So some horses will fight more than others, you know, and some, when they feel that pressure, will give in. So this is all in, that's the reason you get in a round pen to start off with. But you want to put a little hay. Now, I'm going to walk up and try to move the horse a little bit.
Okay.
And let's see what he's going to do, all right? Now, I'm just going to try to lead him against you. And so as soon as he feels that pressure, I'm going to turn him loose. Now I'm going to shoe him from behind because he's following me leading. So I'm just going to come behind him. Come on, girl. Come on. Come on, big boy. Come on. Come on. All right, give him a little slack. Let me see if I can move him. I should have put some hay out. But he is not going to put any pressure. Once he feels a little pressure, he's going to move into you. Now, put a little pressure on it, and I'm going to try to move him. Put a little bit more. All right. See, he's just not going to go against it. Well, I should have brought, let me see if I can take something. Whirl him around a little bit. That's what you call a trained horse. All right, now, Leash, what I'm going to do, I'm going to drive this stake on down. You don't want it sticking up that high, and somebody has stole my swivel or cut it off. But what I'm going to do, and I'll show how to do all this later. This is another segment. But I'm going to drive that down. And then you want a swivel on this end. I don't have one. This is just to sort of show you how to do it. And you got to build these. You can't buy them. So it'll have a swivel that just hooks on there. Now we got a motivator. He'll move now. So I'm going to move out of the way. And you can see we got it fairly tight. So we just sit here. This will take a few minutes. And we'll watch him move and you'll see what happens. He'll give into that. See, it's fairly tight now. And he's loose. So, and I like everybody to see what's really going on.
Right. So, I mean, really he could stand there because he has a lot of grass to eat right there. But what you're trying to show is he cannot walk away. Like he just moved his foot up to move forward.
Right. Because here's the thing. When you got to train him. You put him out there and try to do this, he'll liable to break his leg. That's the whole idea of doing the training. So we're doing this segment. And I'm not, we're just doing it in bits and pieces because we don't want to run out of time. But I'm going to show how to build. Each one will be a segment. That's where we wanted 3 parts. And I talked to our editor and stuff, and I said, I can't get it all in one film.
I'm trying to watch Cody back here, too. He's coming in a circle. He's looking up.
And what I'm telling you, gang, when you camp out and you put your horse out, he'll eat a perfect circle. And if you got 2 or 3 horses, you got to get them where they can't crisscross, or they'll get tangled up. And if you don't put swivels on both ends, that swivel will turn around and the ropes won't be next morning. If you don't, they'll be wadded up.
Well, what's the difference instead of doing, what do they call those lines that you can put them on? Because they can still eat, right?
Like you put, well, you get out west, you might not have no trees.
Yeah. Well,
so there's certain places you come, even here in Georgia, I've been riding, you come up on a nice place, where maybe the forestry or something has got a deer plot thing, and it may be nice grass and stuff. And you're going to camp out by something. You stake your horse out, and he can eat. You don't have to worry about him. He'll be there next morning.
Well, on a picket line, basically they can't get down and eat because they can get wrapped up in the rope.
Yeah,
right?
and if you don't do a picket line just right, next thing you know, he's got his leg over it, hung on it. This right here is one of the best methods.
So it's a lot safer.
Yeah, especially, when I go camping, I don't go for one night. I like to go for 3 or 4 weeks. And you can't just tie that horse up and sit there and carry that much hay with you, So if you're going to be gone for a week, you can't carry that much hay. So I carry a pack horse if it's just me, which is not a good idea to, because I shouldn't say that, but I'm bad to do it. I go off and it may be just me and a pack horse. And it's nice to have 2 people in case you get hurt, especially if you get away off. But if you're going to go packing in for a week, you ain't going to take that much hay in there. You're going to, and you don't know where you're going to wind up. You can stake your horse out and he can eat. He's ready to go the next morning. Okay?
And now he's moving in a little bit closer to the stake.
Yeah.
Now.
Yeah, and what I want you to do, I'm going to hold him out. I want you to go out there and try to lead him away a little bit. And I wanted the folks to see, at least, that a horse that's trained, once that puts pressure on him, he ain't going to go no further. Now watch. Try to lead him on a little bit. See? That's as far as he's going to go. See? And you can watch now. Watch him. See?